So imagine you're at an RV show and there's all these different dealers there. But how can you kind of figure out and tell which ones are pretty decent places to work with and which ones are kind of sucky sleazeballs? Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd of Bish's RV here, and although I'm back at my hometown Coldwater, Michigan Superstore right now, I have just returned from one of the largest indoor RV shows in the nation, and I've been at quite a few of our shows this year with a few more to go. And I did something recently here I don't normally do. I started walking around other dealer displays early in the morning before everybody gets there and just kind of looking around and taking notes. And I noticed a few things here that I don't know that I necessarily liked, that I thought I would put out there and to help you kind of identify which are the places that are going to take care of you, not just to sell you a camper at the show, but to continue to assist you after the show and provide that service after the sale. And I want to begin by mentioning you should also put us absolutely to the test of everything that I'm about to say, and none of this is a guarantee. None of the stuff that I'm going to touch on in this video is a guarantee that, haha, you should avoid that place. For me, though, it's just things to kind of think about, and if I'm getting that weird feeling in my stomach, this might be maybe a little bit of a confirmation of something that I could avoid having problems with down the line. Let's get started. First of all, one of the things I recommend is when you get in, just kind of look around at the RV, at the general cleanliness of the RV that you're in. There's probably a likely correlation between dealerships who don't bother, like, did they even take time to set up the dining table? Did they sweep the floors? Are there all those little, construction bits from the factory production process still strewn about this thing? It gives you an idea. Are they really interested in doing a good job for you? Like, if they can't even be bothered to present this thing well to get your money, what makes you think they're going to take care of you after you hand it to them? And one of the biggest places I like to look is, like, when you're at RV shows, the door side of the RV, they always tend to clean that up and wipe it down and make it look good. And if they can't even be bothered to do that, they're probably fairly, lazy as a culture. Maybe good people working there, but lazy as a culture. What I recommend is get over here on the driver's side of the RV. Now, sometimes at RV displays, the way that the RVs are stacked up, it's harder to see over here. But if you have to carefully climb over a trailer tongue, get over here, I recommend you do it, because a lot of times, when the RVs are towed to the RV shows, they get really, really dirty. And a lot of places will hose them down real quick and they'll wipe down the front, the back, and the door side. But over here on the driver's side, a lot of places will neglect that. And once again, if they can't even be bothered to quickly wipe down the driver's side of the RV, thinking, well, they're not going to see it anyway, what else do they think you're not going to see? Another thing we started taking note of as we were walking around these displays, all we ever saw was sales-based signage. We saw very little in the way of a dealership advertising the service it provides to customers. And again, none of this is necessarily a guarantee, but if the culture of the store is sell it, sell it, sell it, and not take care of it and take care of you, I suspect there's a greater likelihood and higher correlation between unhappy customers and people that bought from that place. Another sort of symptom or indicator that I sort of suggest is when you're walking through the displays, you're kind of really focused on all the RVs. That's the reason you're here. But take note of the people representing them. How do the staff members of the various dealerships engage with you? Are you offered, like just a, welcome or just a nice warm greeting like that? But they sort of give you some space. Maybe that's, a sign of something decent. Are they jumping right on you like, hey, you here to buy it right now? Well, that is why we're at an RV show for the most part, but maybe you feel that's a little aggressive. And if you say no, are they continuing to pursue you? Do you even get greeted at all? That's something I heard so many people describe at one of the more recent events I was at. We were in the middle of this entire show display, and the number of people that said, this is the first time anybody from a dealership even bothered to look up from their phones to say hi to us. Like, do the people at the RV show, working the RV show, do they even want to be there? Or are they more interested in what's in their phone? Or do they have their earbud in listening to, doing the doom scrolling, watching, I don't know, whatever, TikTok video or something like that? How are the staff members interacting with you? Because that's probably going to be, again, an early indicator of what it's going to be like down the line if you need to make a call and get somebody to pick up the phone. Here's another one kind of expanding along the lines of the last one. But I can't tell you how many times I've been in an RV show and somebody looks at a sofa or a dinette or anything and will ask a very simple, innocuous question such as, does that turn into a sleeper? And I'm always like, yeah, would you like to see it? And they're like, no one's ever offered that before. Because the thing is, it takes almost no time to do this. And it's amazing how many people seem to have never seen this accomplished ever before. So even just doing it here in real time so that you can see how little time it actually takes. There you go. Now your dinette's a sleeper. That's all it takes. And if this was too hard for someone to demo for you, then it's probably going to be too hard for me to give you my lots of money to buy this camper. That's just my feeling. And the last thing I want to leave you on this list is what I call the fun factor. It's a good indicator, again, of the general culture of the RV dealership, because the trick is, if you actually go to an RV store, like, you can look around and you can really see the people and you can feel and hear the culture. But at an RV show, a lot of that is washed away and masked away because you're only getting a quick sample. You're only getting an appetizer. You're not really getting the main course. But even though everybody camps different, one thing I will generally say is that I think most people will agree that camping's supposed to be about fun. And if the people working there aren't having fun, it's probably not a fun place to work for, and probably not a fun place to buy from, especially if you need any service after the sale. And just being candid, being real, statistically, chances are you're going to need some kind of service after the sale at some point. So remember, you're buying the dealership as much as you're buying the RV. Well, what I mean is, like, you know, are they just sitting there like a bump on a log, bored? Are they scowling? Are they upset? Are they frustrated with being there? It might be a symptom of maybe some unspoken toxic culture within that organization that will potentially spill over to become your problem after you give them lots of money. So are they playing music? Are the employees smiling? Are they high-fiving each other? Are they having a good time? Here's another thing. Swing at an RV show, see if you can locate like the manager's desk, because they always have a bunch of tables trying to keep you out like a corral. Swing by the manager's desk and try to engage directly with a manager, briefly. They're doing a lot of different things to help keep their ship rolling, but maybe just a quick question like, hey, where are the toy haulers, or something like that, and see what kind of response you get. If you're like, oh yeah, absolutely, did you need some assistance? We'd be happy to grab somebody for you. I think that's that's great. But if they're like, they're over there, I don't know that I want to hand you a lot of money if that's your response. But that's my opinion. You get to choose what you want to do with your money. Because remember, especially at a new RV show, like when we're looking at a used RV, it's kind of a one-off. But at a new RV show, there's somebody else that builds that thing, and there is somewhere else that you could get it. That's your choice. And that's what I have for you today. If you appreciate just, you know, some little insights, some things to look for here, not just showing you another camper, but, you know, whether you're buying from Bish's RV or not, just helping you identify the place you want to take your business, hit that little subscribe button. Like our video if you're new around here with us, and we'd love to see you around next time. And I cannot stress enough, none of these things that I've shared today are a guarantee. I think that they're good indicators, and I think that at the end of the day, you should always trust your gut. It's gonna lead you the right direction. If something feels wrong, it probably is wrong. I will say, it's not a bad idea to maybe call the place you are considering doing business with and sort of explaining through some of your concerns before you just pull the plug on something. But I also want to stress, everything I've shared today, I want you to hold us just as accountable as everybody else. I'm not looking for any special treatment here. We want to be the place you choose to do your business, not the place that just gets your business. So if you like that, let us know we're doing a good job for you. We'll see you next time. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.